Let's do it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the studio live today. Songtember, episode number 2. My name is Pete Johns, and this is our Song in a Month challenge where I'll be creating, recording, and releasing an entire song, all within the month of September. And I invite you to join me. Come along on the journey, create your own song. I know many folks have already started their Songtember journeys, and in this one, we're hitting the guitars. Yes, we've got the pick, so we're not messing about. I'm going to be recording some guitars. We're going to be finding some guitar tones, checking out things like tone bridge, playing some bass, playing some lead, having a whole lot of fun. So I hope you're ready to rock and roll. If you're brand new to the channel or you're not sure what this whole Songtember caper is all about, jump on over here to studiolivetoday.com/Songtember. This has got all the information you need. There was our launch party. You can go and relive that one. Join the Facebook group, join the Discord, and then check out all the friends of Songtember. We've already had some shows from Jade Star, from Thomas Christ, from Keonra, and I believe Thomas is over on Leela's Lou Reality channel very soon. Thomas, our wonderful moderator, throw us a link in the chat so that folks can go and check out that one, or just follow all the places. Go to the Discords and the Facebook groups. That's the easiest way to keep up to date with all this stuff. Now, I know we're doing an off-brand show, not an off-brand, but an off-time show. So many of you may be watching this on the replay, and if you are, thank you. Thanks for being here, and please leave your comments, leave your suggestions down below, because we like to be live and interactive, but if you can't be here, I totally get it. I know there's shows going on left and right here. It's a busy month. It's like Christmas time, but for songwriting. So we'll see you around the places. Let's say g'day to a few folks who are here live. Josh says g'day, but then says he can't hang around, which is cool. Jamie Melladoo. Jamie is one of my most recent patrons. Yeah, did you know I got a Patreon? You can become a patron over at patreon.com/Pete Johns, and if you wanted to check that one out, it is there. There's the Patreon. So thank you for all those who are already patrons of the channel. If you want to join up and become super cool like Jamie, you can go ahead and do that. G'day to Mark Bro. G'day to Franjo Garcia. Thank you for being here, my friend. We've got Dan Ekberg Music. I know there's too much. It's a good problem to have, too many shows to go on. And there you go. If you want to become a patron, because we're going to be doing some more live shows. Like this one's a live show here because I wanted to check in on the weekend, show you where we're at and what's going on. Hello, Rena. But a lot of the shows are going to be released as premieres or released sort of through the night for me, because that's going to be the best time to get them out there. But they get recorded live during the day, and I'll be recording those live on Patreon. So the patrons are going to get the early sneak peek and all the mess ups and all the bugger ups that we do, and then if you want to watch, you can check out the premiere if you're not a patron. And I thank you for doing all that. All right, that's 3 minutes, and we've only got an hour today, so I don't want to waste another second. I'm going to dive straight on into this track. What did we do last time? Well, we pressed the wrong button. No, last time we created this. This is our new song. It is tentatively titled Please Take Me Home. And the premise of this show that kind of came out of the last show that we did was that it's going to be a song about old people like me, about the fact that if the last 3 years have taught me anything, it's that I kind of like things at home. And when I do go out, I get to a certain stage, especially at night time when people are starting to get, drunk and rowdy. And I'm like, I don't really want to be here anymore. I want to go home. I like my home. So as sad as that may be, I think I'm not the only one. I think others will join me and will appreciate the premise of the track. So we're going to continue working on this one. What have we done since we last? Let me just bring my notes up. Got to get my notes, because part of creating a song is making sure that you're keeping track of what's going on. So I have a OneNote document, and if it's all behaving itself, it should have updated. I've been playing around with different stuff over on my iPad and my iPhone and my MacBook, and yes, thankfully. Phew, that was a close one, because I've had some Does anyone have this where you go and you change all your passwords and you set up two-factor authentication, and then when you go to log into stuff, it's not there anymore, and it says, "Oh, we're not syncing things anymore. We're out of whack." And it's like, "Oh no, this is going to be painful." So since episode 1, I've been keeping track of what I've done. I've added more lyrics, and we'll talk about those in a moment because we're going to try and sing those in towards the end of the show. So there you go. There's a teaser for you. If you hang around to the end, you're going to hear me singing some of these in. I've renamed a bunch of tracks, which I'll show you in a moment, and I've imported a BandLab sound. So I did a series recently about BandLab sounds, and I thought to myself overnight, hey, I wonder if there's any BandLab sounds that might work nicely in with this track. And I brought one in, which I'll show you in a moment. But let's go through some of the changes. So I've come in here and we've added bass, acoustic guitar left, acoustic guitar right, Vox lead, my Vox backing, my Vox backing verse on the left, verse on the right, the dummy track that I use when I'm recording. You'll see that in action here today. This was my original scratch track, which I haven't bothered naming yet. And this one is a little idea that I did with some guitar that didn't really work out there. And then this finger picking is what I've actually brought in. So what I did is I went over to BandLab. I've shown this before a couple of times, so I won't go into detail here, but I've gone to BandLab and I opened this up and searched the country. I just searched country and I found a pack called Country Twang that had a few cool little sounds in there. And I thought, why don't we bring in some country twang sounds? So let's take a listen to what I found and what I've tried to kind of inject into this second verse to see if it can like find a home. Take a listen. Now look, it's a loop, so it's really more just an idea at the moment. It's something that I'm experimenting with. But when you bring this in with this this second verse, and it might be that I recreate this, doing some finger picking and actually play it in, but I thought it was cool. Like I just heard this finger picking, I'm like, oh, that could kind of sound a bit bluegrassy in this second verse. So let's take a listen. Oh, we'll turn my volume up. So again, it might not stay in here, but I just thought it was an interesting thing to bring in here because it kind of made me go, maybe I need to do some. I can't play banjo. I can't play that finger picking style. But hey, maybe it's something I can learn, or maybe it's something that someone in the community can help with. I'll reach out to some country music fans and see if they can give me any assistance or guidance there. So that's what we've played around with and what we've done since the last one. The lyrics that we've added in here, again, is just a couple of ideas for the verses. And we'll sing those through, and also an idea for the bridge, which we'll play around with today. And I've put some notes down here. Some of the things I've been listening to, Devil's Haircut, Devil's Haircut, and the Fratellis. And this particular song was Creeping Up the Back Stairs. So not to like go, let's plagiarize those, but it just means that if that's the sort of vibe I'm going for, maybe that's something that we can play around with. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I thought it sounded pretty cool as well. Hello to Solrack M7. Hello to you. What happened to the streaming? Hopefully it's still going. We'll see how we go. G'day to Barry. Did I see Barry Glenn? I did. Barry Glenn, g'day to you. Hello, Jeffy. Can Jeffy make a song for Songtemper? Pick Jeffy to make a song. Jeffy can do whatever Jeffy wants to do. If Jeffy wants to make a song, Jeffy can make a song. What is it in the Seinfeld where it's like George is getting frustrated? Where there's that guy that was Jimmy. It was Jimmy. Where it's like, Jimmy's good at basketball. Jimmy likes Elaine and doesn't know that it's her. G'day, Tommy Jack. G'day, L. Higgy Drums up there in Canada. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Hello, Emo Bot 9000. Yeah, Devil's Haircut. Devil's Haircut is a very cool song. And that's kind of I can't play them on these streams, but if you go away and listen to tracks like Devil's Haircut, that's kind of that vibe I'm looking for. And just in terms of the instrumentation, that'll give me some ideas of what other instruments we may want to incorporate into things. So things that we want to do today. First of all, I just want to change some icons. Because I think this could just make things a little bit easier for us to see where everything's at. So if we go back to the iPad here, this is something, just a quality of life. So the first four here are fine. Acoustic guitar, that's all good. This one here, Vox lead, I tend to use that one there. For backing vocals, let's just tap this and change the icons on these ones. I just like a different kind of microphone. Let's make the backing vocals, actually no, we'll do the left and right ones to have that icon. These one, let's just use like a standard microphone. If we go to, which one's vocals? I can't, Other. Is it under other? I thought there was a different microphone. Let's use that one for our backing vocals, and then we'll use that stereo looking microphone for the left and right, just so that at a glance I'm going to be able to see which ones we're using. So that one there, and do the same on this one here, just to clean things up a little bit, like so. And the dummy track, everything else can stay the same. And the finger picking, let's just make this like a, do we have a banjo? Just so that'd be pretty funny. Where's our guitar? Is there a banjo type guitar? There is. So let's put the banjo there. That way I know that that's my little dummy banjo track that I've brought in there as well. So that is done. What do we do, folks? Say it with me. We save it. And guess what? It's time to duplicate. It's time to use our version control in GarageBand. And whatever you're using, please, for the love of your deity of choice, please create backups. And the best way to do it is to, in here in GarageBand, tap it, hit duplicate, and then you've got this version 2. So we've got our song timbre 22, our song timbre 22, number 2. And now we'll open our number 2s, creepy sounding, and we'll start playing with our number 2s. Oh, God. Okay, it's one of those days. I'm 1.5 coffees in here, folks, so I'm a little bit edgy. Which is a good thing, because we're going to play guitar. Wait, is that good? I don't know. G'day, Cody Bradley. Hello to Joe Glenn as well, who's hanging around here. I hope you are doing well. If you're here and you're watching along, say g'day, because we're interactive. And if you've got ideas as we go through, oh, that's the one other thing I wanted to show you before we crack on in, is the ideas. So over the last 24 hours, there's been a lot of love for the fiddle, so maybe getting our man Dan Baker involved. I don't know. See if Dan's got some time to do that. Pedal steel, and there is a pedal steel app that I've never used, so maybe we play around with that either today or in a future video. Slide guitar. Now here's a dirty little secret. I don't own a slide right now. I don't play the sort of music that uses slide guitar. I'm not big on open tunings. I don't really understand how that all works, but maybe that's something that we experiment with and we learn in the month. Someone mentioned trombone. I forget who it was, so shout out to you. I don't know about trombone, but maybe we play around, maybe some brass. It'll end up being like a ska song. And banjo, which someone suggested, and that's what made me reach out and grab that little banjo finger pick and sample and play around with that. So that's where we're at. Sorry, getting all choked up about song timbre. Let's grab a guitar, because it's been too long. What I want to do, let's start with the bass. Let's grab our bass and lift it through here. There we go. There we are. So I have my bass guitar here. It is red, which means it goes faster, of course. You know the rules. And we're going to play in the bass part that we wrote in the last version. So I'm going to see if we can convert, because I did the bass as just a very basic bass sound using, not that one, using my acoustic guitar. So the bass that we recorded last time, we had a few ideas on this one. So the basics are just basically following the same as what we did before. And then with some variations with the dum 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 dum. So we're going to play that part in here. So let's use the exact same bass tone that we had here. We're going to duplicate this one out, and we'll leave that one on just so we can kind of play along with this. So the overall track. So let's turn on our bass and is that going to be too low? Do we literally need to bring it up? I don't know. And it probably doesn't need a pick, does it? It's going to be hard to play it up there. We'll just play it down low. I'm a bad bass player, but just to get the idea of the bass riffs that we're going to use, bass riffs, let's just record in and just have a bit of a play with this bass guitar. La da 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 do. La da 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 do. Da 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 da.
Oops, I already messed up there, but that's okay. We can record this in bits and pieces. Tommy Jack's got a good point. We had wooded a bass, double bass, yeah, and that's kind of what I was hearing in my head. So maybe we need to go and play around with that, and we'll see how much time we have here today. Otherwise, we'll hit it up tomorrow. But yeah, maybe I get the MIDI keyboard, and maybe we load up the bass, like the upright bass. So we could even try a little bit on the. You know what? Let's experiment. This is what Songtemp is all about, experimentation. Let's just have a little play here, because we can load up the bass here. If you go to more sound, oh, wrong one, not guitar, bass. If you go to more sounds under your bass, we've actually got an upright. But look, it's sitting there. It's like it was waiting for me. So let's go to the upright bass here, and you know what we've got? We haven't actually put this project into the right key yet, which is a bit of a problem. So let's do that before we do anything else. So we'll change. We haven't got any virtual instruments yet, so we're fine to change the key. We're actually in E for this one. It's like an E major 7th at the start there, but it's pretty much E major. So yeah, so that's sort of what we're going with. I think that might actually sound good to have the double bass on there. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Let's just let's try a little bit here. It's going to be really clunky to try and play this in, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's not bad. Hold that thought. I'm going to leave that in there. Let's just take a listen to it by itself, because the upright bass here in GarageBand sounds kind of cool. Except when Pete hits entirely the wrong notes. I thought I was hitting the right notes there, but again, when you've got the whole fretless thing, and it could be cool to try. It's hard to do it on the fly, but you could. You can actually slide, because you can treat it like a fretless bass. So maybe we try that, or maybe we need to. Jamie Malander. I know Jamie's listening in and not watching. Jamie, maybe we need some Jamie powered bass on the track. So I'm going to leave that there. We're not going to do that. We're going to come up here. I'll leave that there for the time being. We'll just we'll mute it out there. I'll play it in here. So we'll go back to just recording in this bass. So I reckon the first part of it is all good. Yeah, let's play it in from there, because this is where we go into our verse section. So we'll turn our monitoring back on. Sorry, it's a little bit noisy, my old bass. All right, let's rock and roll this one again. Da 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 da. Actually, I made a mistake there that might actually work. Instead of doing the, maybe we do. Maybe not. We'll try it again. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm a grown ass man. Please take me home. And I've done all that I can. Please take me home. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da. Don't have a plan. Please take me home. And I've had all I can stand. Please take me home. Brum, 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 bum, bum. All right. Yeah, nah, okay, maybe. It's a work in progress. Remember, we're all just a work in progress. All right, let's unplug the bass and let's grab a guitar. This is where I need an assistant to just be handing me guitars because I'm like reaching around behind myself. And I found a guitar. So I'm going to use my Les Paul on this one because I don't know. I think it's going to have a nice tone. And I only own two guitars, two electric guitars. One's a kind of Strat copy and one's a Les Paul. So we're going to go with the Les Paul. And it is an Epiphone Les Paul copy, so it's not the full one. Jamie says, I'm on my way home from a gig while stuck at the lights. Happy to play for you, Pete. I think my fretless would be nice on this. I think so, Jamie. Well, there you go. If you're watching this on the replay, if you don't know Jamie Mallender, by the way, go over and check out his channel because this could turn into something Primus-esque. Totally, Thomas. Go check out Jamie Mallender because he does some awfully good content over there on his channel. In fact, let's find you a link so we can throw it here in the live feed, or you can just go search Jamie Mallender. I always spell it wrong, Mallendeer. I always put an A in there somehow, sometimes an I. I always get it wrong, but let's find his channel and drop a link for you folks so that you can go and sub him up. Boom. There is the man, the myth, the legend, Jamie TV, Jamie Mallender. He doesn't pissy pants about, and neither should you. Let's record. Let's paste that one in there. There you go. If you're watching live, you can go and check out Jamie, and yeah, let us know. Do you think that would be cool? Well, a little bit of cross collaboration, perhaps. That's what Song Timber's all about, folks. Maybe Jamie can do some awesome fretless bass work on this track for us. That would be kind of fun. All right. So we got the guitar. Here it is, my lovely sunburst. Not sunburst. What do you call this one? The darker sunburst. Yeah, I've had this guitar since I was 17. The first guitar I actually bought myself. Before that, I just borrowed my brother's old pink Strat copy. Long story behind that one. We'll talk about that one day. All right, let's play this. Let's play this one. And remember, that was back in the late 80s, where men did not buy pink guitars. My brother did because it was the only one in stock, and he wanted one that day. So we need to work on some electric guitars and some tones here. So the original idea I had way back when was to use like a distorted tone, like a. I've since thought that that's way too crunchy, and we probably don't even need that much. But the whole idea was that the song would start and it would kind of like build in, and then we'd hit him with some distorted guitars. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I need a telly twang, and that's the thing. What I'll probably do, Mark, is because I don't have a telly, maybe I need to buy one. Is I'll use the I'll use the pickup, like the end pickups. What are they called? Bridge pickups. You can tell I'm not a super guitar guy, right? I see some questions, by the way. We will get to questions. I can't get distracted because otherwise squirrels, and I'll get distracted. So I'll answer questions later in the show when I'm not holding a guitar in one hand and iPad in the other, and trying to make up guitar parts. So let's bring this guitar up further so that we can see where our basses here, our acoustic guitars. And let's just experiment with this. Yeah, the tone is definitely wrong. So let's skip all the hard work here, and instead of using this amp sim, let's actually create a new track and use Tone Bridge. So the secret sauce of quick guitar tones that I find here in GarageBand is to not use GarageBand tones, but instead, if we go to More Sounds and we go to the Clean, so you've got to go to Fun and then Clean. Yeah, I know, it's weird. We've got a clean tone here, so if we set this to channel 2, which is where our guitar is plugged into our interface, we turn our monitoring on. I'm not a juggler at all, Mark. You are spot on with that. So obviously we don't want just the direct tone here, because I reckon we could almost put like a ballroom blitz, not lead part, but I guess thing. I'm a grown-ass man is my favourite lyric in the song so far. Thank you, Weary Pirates. Mine too. Like it just works well, doesn't it? It works really well for a for sort of like a country tone. So let's find ourselves some tones. This is where you folks get to join me, because if you've not used ToneBridge before, I'm about to blow your mind. Because I was a grown-ass man before I learned about ToneBridge, and it's actually a great way to find some quick tones and see what's going to work. You can then, of course, go and tweak them. But what we do, we come to our plugins and EQ, we add an audio unit extension. You can download this for free on your iPad or your iPhone. It's a cross-platform. It works on both, and it's from the folks at Ultimate Guitar. So once we've loaded up ToneBridge, you can see here, the last one I used was this Don't Fear the Reaper tone. Just going to bring that back. So yeah, clearly not the sort of tone that we want to go for here. What do you reckon? Does it work for Mac? I don't think there is a ToneBridge for Mac. You can correct me, folks, if I'm wrong on that one, but I don't think ToneBridge make an AU plugin for Mac, which is a shame. But what you can do, of course, is record it on your iPad and then get your tone and then send it on across. So yeah, you can use a hybrid approach, I guess. So who do we try here? I'm going to try. You can't get a country sound out of an L. Well, you know what? We're going to try, and maybe this will be the thing, Barry. Maybe we'll change the overall feel of the song as soon as we throw a Les Paul on it. There was a Mac version, but it didn't work very well. Yeah, bugger. Okay, so I'm going to try. So the Fratellis is the band that I was thinking of when I first started writing this song. They did a song called Creeping Up the Backstairs, and it sounds just like that. So maybe we'll, do they have Creeping Up the Backstairs? No, they've got Chelsea Dagger, Whistle for the Choir. Oh, Henrietta's actually a similar kind of guitar tone that they have. Let's see if... Let's just see what we can do with this. We're probably way off base, but this is the good thing. We need a little bit less of that effect on there, so you can just reduce the effect level and just get a little bit of the crunch, probably around about there. And let's just see if this is going to work. This is what I do when I start playing around with tones, is I just play along and then see what bits I can come up with. So we'll bring this back up. We'll bring both our guitar track up here. We'll grab that dummy track. Don't forget, you need your dummy track. If you missed this in the last episode, I know this kind of blew a few folks' minds. I think it was Auntie G who said, oh my God, this is changing the way I record now. So we need to put this on channel 1, because what we can now do is we can multi-track these two. So we can hit this one here and then put a record and, the wrong one. Put the record light on there. And now it'll record onto these two tracks at the same time. Just bring them side by side. And let's just experiment, shall we? Let's hit record, see what's going to happen. Here it comes. It's really not, is it? It's really not. It's really not. So let's abandon that. The other thing I thought was maybe this is where we need a... Like between the verses, maybe we need like a lead bit over the top. Let's just try some noodling, shall we? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm a grown ass man. Please take me home. I've done all right, I think it's those bits in between there that where we need it is actually in the chorus section. So we'll undo that. And don't worry, look, you're probably going to go, oh, Pete doesn't have his mojo today. And I don't really. Like sometimes it's just not happening and you're not feeling it, you're not finding the right tones. That's okay. Because you know what's important? To find what's not going to work. It's as important to fail and work out. If it's in your head and then it doesn't translate to the actual song, you try something different. And then you just try and try again. If at first you don't succeed. I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. And I've done all that I can. Please take me home. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Don't have a plan. Please take me home. And I've had all I can stand. Please take me home. All right, so there's like one or two ideas in there that didn't suck. Which is a low strike rate, but it's what you go with. I like the idea of some sort of little lead motif on the off there, where it's not doing it. So not quite that, but like maybe this next one. Please take me home. Yeah, it's not the right tone, but there's some ideas in there, so we're going to leave this for now. I'm going to unplug. I need a better way to manage my guitars, or like, you know, do one type of guitar in each one. Let's go back to the acoustic guitars here, because maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe it's not the sort of thing that we want all of these different tones in at all. Anyway, let's do some quick naming before we go on, so we can rename this track. So this is going to be our guitar electric ideas, guitar elect lead ideas. Just so we know what that is, and we're going to come to here and re-icon it. So let's put an electric guitar on it, because that will tell us that that's what we were playing with there, and that's all we need to do for now. So we're going to mute it like we did with our last one. It seems that every time I try to put an electric guitar on this, it's not right, and I don't know, it's probably because I've been playing acoustic for so much time in recent times that my electric chops are not quite there. But let's experiment with the acoustic and maybe try tone bridge, an acoustic tone bridge tone. So this is, again, if you've got some ideas of, no Your Girl yet, Princess. If you've got some ideas for some songs that have like the cool kind of acoustic guitar tone that might work, that might be a goer for this track, then let me know, and we can tone bridge them up. Because at the moment, here's the thing, the actual the guitars that we have here in GarageBand are actually pretty good. They sound quite nice. But we can always try other things. So let's grab a new track again. Ra la la la. And we will go to Instrument. And this time, actually, no, we didn't want that. We wanted to go put the fun and clean on here. So our clean guitar tone, and again, we're just going to use it plugged in here at the moment, because I actually kind of like the tone that we get. So it actually comes through kind of nice. Before my phone dies, can I use BandLab on GarageBand? It doesn't really work that way. It's a separate app. So you can use BandLab sounds in GarageBand, which is what I did on this one. Go check out my BandLab tutorials, Solrak, because I've got a heap of them here. Just search my name, Pete Johns BandLab. You'll find everything you need to know. There's a big getting started one. There's the mobile version. There's a desktop version. You'll be good. Oasis Wonderwall tone. Hello, Emilio. Thanks for dropping on by. Good to see you here, my friend. Let's try this. Is this recorded? That's a great question, Princess. It's a great question. I think I just answered it. I know it's weird when I do live shows sometimes and pre-recorded premieres sometimes. It confuses folks. Yeah, let's
let's try the Wonderwall tone. I've never used a tone bridge and tried the Wonderwall tone on my acoustic guitar. It seems so cliche, but I'm going to try it because it's these sort of things that you just experiment with that can be fun. So we don't want that tone, clearly. Let's try this. Let's try it. Let's get a Gallagher tone in our stuff. So Wonderwall, there it is. Intro for the acoustic. We'll go with that. And what's it got? Oh wow, that's a today. That's a very intense tone. But what you can do, we can just drop the level of the effect. So you can either use a little button here to do that, and you've also got your volume. So you can use it just like a regular pedal. So we can change the volume and we can change the effect. So we'll turn that down a little bit and all right, I won't play the actual riff, otherwise we'll be in copyright infringement trouble. That's pretty good. I like it. What I need to do is I need to get the noise gate's not on. Let's turn the effect EQ off. We'll try this one. It's got a bit of a weird... Oh, it's got the prevent feedback. That's probably why. It's got that weird tail. I don't know what... Hear that weird sort of fall off? It's a little bit unnatural. Maybe that's just part of the tone that they use, but... That weird sort of cut in and out. So I'm not loving that one. What are some other ideas? Some other tones that might be good? Yeah, I agree. It sounds good. I know. I need a slide. Like I don't. Can I use my coffee cup? Let's see. This could end very poorly. No. Let's record a take in using this tone, and just to see what it will be like, because we need some more. Crossroads, yeah, maybe let's try Crossroads next one. McNally. All right, we've got a couple that we can try. Let's record in a take, and then we'll play around with the tone afterwards, shall we? So we'll bring our track up where it belongs. Oh, the other thing is, yeah, the volume's way up on the track too, so that's probably why it's coming through a bit harsh there. So we'll just play along. And we'll record in a take, maybe 2 takes of this guitar just for the first section. So we've got the intro there. We need to unsolo these. And we'll leave the other ones on there as well. And we'll just kind of play along through these guitar parts, because it can't hurt for Pete to practice, actually. I do like that echo. Actually, it's not bad. It's got that kind of Beatles slapback on it. On the guitar, which is kind of nice. So we'll turn that one up. We'll actually turn the other guitars just down a bit in the mix so that we can hear our fresh guitar a little bit more. And now I can record from here because I've got my 4-bar intro here. So we'll grab this. We will put the dummy track. Where's that dummy? Where are you, dummy? Don't call me dummy. Where did I throw my dummy track? Did I remove my dummy track? There, it's right there. So we've got dummy track, and we're recording in this track here. This is the one we're using. Dummy track is down here. Let's just bring that up under it and record. You can see how quickly you get kind of confused here with all the different tracks. That's why I start naming and using icons. I need a dummy track icon to use for that one. Let's hit record. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a grown-ass man, please. You know what's really distracting? That new bass I recorded.
It could be that today's the day of nothing that I actually do stays. Let's just take a listen to this one by itself because not loving it. Let's bring it in with our other guitars. You know what? It might actually be that it sits nicely. Maybe we'd go with a 3 guitar array here, and this sort of sits down the middle just to add a little bit more like attack on it. So maybe. Let's just record out the rest of it. I'll do the chorus, verse, and the second chorus here, and then, because I just need to... All right, we'll try that one here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah, okay. That's better. So I think that, like, it's already getting too much, you know what I mean? Like, there's already too much going on here. But when we break it down to just the acoustic instruments, I think it sounds better. And I wanted to make something that rocks, but I guess not. But yeah, I kind of like those tones. And maybe, you know how I wanted a break? I wanted something different. Maybe this middle guitar doesn't come in until that first breakdown. So around about here. And then it plays. Then it can like play like a little bit of a different part. So maybe that just plays like a. So maybe it plays like a different actual part here. Let's experiment with this, shall we? Let's just record over the top of this one and see whether that's going to work for us. Dummy track on. We'll just go from the start and see if this is going to work for us. And this one can just come in here. Maybe it does something. Maybe it does just chords, like stock chords when you hit that chorus part there. Let's just come back to the chorus. Like maybe it just hits bring, bring. Yeah, okay, let's try this. The record button. I think there's something in that. I think again, I was overcomplicating it, and because I originally heard it more like a Fratelli song, I was trying to force in some tones that weren't really suitable. So yeah, I think we'll play around with something like that here. And you know what's weird? I like the sound of the acoustic doing the bass work. I like that dum 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 dum, like up a little bit higher. This bit here. I don't think it needs kind of the low down bass, because as soon as I put an electric bass on there, it didn't sound right to me, did it? Like, did it? That's just me? Yeah, it definitely doesn't need that crunchy, like low down bass sort of sound. So you know what? Sometimes you plan a show and you're like, we're going to experiment and find all these guitar tones, and then you don't. So stuff happens. So I'm just going to unplug the acoustic without turning the volume down. Don't ever do that. I'll leave the guitars back there because we'll be recording some stuff probably later today, tonight or tomorrow, before the happy hour show. And again, if you're a patron, keep an eye out on your email inbox, because I'll share that as we go. Let's try a couple of these tones that other folks suggested. Thank you, Weary Pirates. Appreciate you. Could you try whistling a melody? Yeah, potentially. Maybe that's what I do when I go out for a walk today. I'll whistle in some melodies to try and work out some lead parts. We'll see how we go. New guitar sounds best just in the chorus. Yeah, maybe it just does the choruses. Maybe it comes in for that intro, it then goes away, and then it comes back in for the choruses. That's a good idea. Let's just play with a couple of tone ideas, because again, you can try it. So Mac McNally, someone I'm not familiar with, I'll admit here. Mac McNally, don't know who that is, but I trust Mark. So so this is the tone that we have at the moment. This is our Wonderwall tone, which sounds pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds kind of cool. And we can obviously come back to that with those settings, or actually, while we've still got lots of tracks to play with, let's just duplicate that one out. We'll copy all these audios. So remember, you can just drag over like that. We will copy and we'll paste, and we'll create a let's play around and experiment track down here. Ba-dum-boom, ba-dum-boom, ba-dum-boom. And then we're going to do some vocals. I know I promised you vocals. We're going to do vocals. I'm going to record in my absolute rough draft verse ideas on this song to finish up here today. So let's see if we can find this. Find a Mac McNally, not a random McNally. A Mac, is that the no? Mac? Maybe there's not anything here. If I'm spelling it, McNally. Let's just search for that. No, it might not be. Like, there's not everything here. So Mac. Mac DeMarco, Fleetwood Mac. What if you just put Go Your Own Way? Let's just put the Go Your Own Way tone. That's not terrible. Okay, it's kind of terrible. What was the other idea? Crossroads. Let's put some Crossroads in here. Crossroads from Cream. Let's see. That's not terrible, Dan. That's not terrible at all. Let's just bring this in with our acoustics and see if this is going to work for this bit here. And let's couple this with Thomas Jack's idea of bringing it out so it's not in the verses, hey? So we'll just take that chunk out. I think that's the whole verse chunk. So then it goes back to the, obviously not that abruptly when we play it properly. But then when it comes back in, it's not terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it for now. We'll try it out while we do this vocal recording here. So let's go, because we've been hearing lots of guitars. Yeehaw! So here's our lead vocal, and remember we had our little mumble. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm a grown ass man. Please take me home. Yeah, a little fuzzy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, southwestern. Yeah, it's very sort of southern rock kind of vibe that I'm going for here, as opposed to country. Or at least that's what I was going for originally. Now it's kind of morphed a little bit into other things. So let's just, maybe it is probably a little bit too fizzy. Maybe we just need to reduce the effect and increase the volume of this if we're going to play around with this tone bridge tone. We'll just give it a little more volume, a little less effect. So. Coming in here. We'll go with it for now. Give it a crack, because we can come back. We can change it. Yeah, thank you, Mark. It is a good idea to hit like. I get straight into it when I do these shows. I don't usually do the whole YouTuber thing where I'm just like, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment and share and do all those things. But of course, feel free to do all those things. All right, so I'm going to record over the original lead vocals because my original versions were kind of no good. Let's just have a quick squiz. So the words that I came up with, and again, these are total placeholders. Some may live, some may die. Never one for going hard. Never had a fear of missing out. Never happy in a crowd. And I know I'm not alone, because I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. So we're going to record these. I'll leave these up over here, and I'll let you see the actual recording over here, the recording process. So this time we need to put the audio monitoring back on my vocals, which are there they are. Check 1 2 wah, 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 wah. There we are. So you can hear my vocals coming through this microphone now, my AKG D5, and we will record in a take of this whole song, and then we'll have at least a bit of a demo of the verse chorus, and then when we come back tomorrow, we're going to be extending this because I got a cool idea for a bridge that we're going to be playing around with. All right, we need to grab our dummy track and we need to move this over to our other input. Whoops, we're in the wrong spot. Come in here. So this needs to go to channel 2 now so that we can use this as our dummy track. It is annoying we have to use a dummy track. It's just a GarageBand foible that we have there. So we'll grab our vocals, which are down here. Make sure we're recording those. Make sure we've got our dummy track recording as well. Give ourselves some space so we can see what's going on here. And let's give this a track. Let's give this a track. Let's give this track a crack. Check. 1 2 3 4 5. Da 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 da. Never one for going hard. Never had a fear of missing out. Never happy in a crowd. And I know I'm not alone. I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. I've done all that I can. Please take me home. Never had to see the lights. Never had an urge for starting fights. Kinda happy on my own. And I know I'm surely not alone, 'cause I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. And I've done all that I can. Please take me home. All right. Yeah, rock and roll. God, jamming. I'm still not convinced with the dirtiness of the guitar that we had there. So I'm going to... Oh, we had both of them on there, did we? That's probably why it was a bit muddy there. I'm going to mute out that and we're going to... Yeah, we're going to go with that. Yeah, sorry, someone was asking about the dummy track. That's just so that, because when I record, I don't like it when it looks like, hang on, where's my vocals? If I'm recording vocals here and I didn't have the dummy track and I was just recording on this one, it would look like this. And I can't see the backing. I can't see where I'm up to in the track. So yeah, it's not cool. But yeah, just having a dummy track there helps and makes life a lot easier. All right. Okay. Right on. So that's where we're at. What do you think of the vocal of the lyrics? It's I don't know. I kind of dig it. I think people will like it. It's definitely an old person song, but I like the fact because I think a lot of us after the last few years are maybe in the same sort of boat. Like never one for going hard, never had a fear of missing out. It's like the anti-FOMO song. It's like I don't wanna not, you know what I mean? Yeah, the banjo's cool. The banjo's very cool. Yeah, I think it works in there. Might need to come up in the mix a little bit. And someone was mentioning the other thing, obviously some keys in here, maybe some some Hammond, little organ in there could actually work really well. And the upright bass, the boom, 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 or even because the other thing, the other band that I like, and I'm going to put it here in my notes, is the Dead South. Like their kind of music is something that I really like. So maybe I'll try and, because the dude that plays the cello, he plays the cello like a stand-up bass, so it's bassy, but it's more acoustic and it's kind of a higher register. So something like that could be pretty cool. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, I like the count. I like the harmony. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna. I'm a grown ass man. Please take me home. I think that's going to be the hook. That's probably what folks will. It's definitely what's jumped into my head and what I'm using. All right, let's clean this up. Now, of course, we're going to save. Otherwise, we're going to lose all of that hard work. So we'll save out. We'll jump back into our second version here. Let's just get rid of some stuff. I really didn't like the bass that I played there. That's going. Let's make some some big cuts because I can replay those if I need to, but I'm not going with it. I did like, this is that cream version that we had here. I'm going to leave that here. So what we'll do is we'll name this track. We'll go rename and we'll call this, because it's a guitar, acoustic, git. I like calling it git. So this is going to be our center. And yes, I do spell center, C-E-N-T-R-E, the way God intended. Oh, I'm a dick sometimes. And we'll change this one as well here. We'll rename this to acoustic guitar center. And we'll call this one center WW. So I know that that's the Wonderwall tone there. And then this one we'll call it center cream. Center cream. Oh dear. Center cream. Oh, da, da, da. There was a John Mayer Crossroads, which maybe is like an acoustic version. So maybe I try that tone and see if that might be something different. Let's change our icons here. So we'll go to our icons and to differentiate it, we'll go guitar, but we'll go like this sort of guitar just to make it look different, so I can tell the difference, even though that's not even acoustic. That's okay. We'll go with it for now. Accuracy is not important when it comes to visualization, as long as I can tell the difference. That's the main thing. So there you go. Now we've got those two. And our dummy track, let's just make this something really stupid so that it stands out when I need it. Let's make it this red pedal, just so that I know that red pedal's our dummy track. Duh. It kind of looks like a dummy, doesn't it? Like it's two eyes in its mouth. Duh. I'm your dummy track. Sorry, it's probably anti-dummy. I'm sick of this anti-dummy propaganda. We'll just delete that one out. We don't need it, but we'll keep it. You know what? I'm going to put my dummy track right up the top here so I can always find it. So I've got my drummer, which is just our click track. We've got a dummy track. The bass, which we're using just the acoustic version. We've got this new acoustic guitar that we're playing here in the center, which is kind of cool. Got acoustics on the left and the right. We'll leave that one muted for now. The lead guitar just didn't work for us today, so we'll come back to that another time. We don't need this modern UK. I didn't like that tone at all, so see ya. I've got a lead guitar there. We've got our backing vocals. We've got our backing on the verse. What did I have down here? That's my original. Let's change the name of this track. And again, I know the tidying up's not the most interesting thing to do or to watch, but it'll help. Trust me, it'll help us as we progress through this track. So this one's original idea. I'm just going to leave that there because it'll be fun to come back if we have enough room for this track in the future. our upright bass idea there, and our finger picking is our banjo, which is cool, which we'll have there. So let's go out here today. Thanks again for hanging out, folks. Actually, we had a couple of questions. Before we go out with this, you have it stuck in your head for the rest of the day. There you go. I apologize. Don't worry. If your English is very poor, hello to Zahaf. That is fine and dandy. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you can understand. Stupid dummy track. Right. So Houston had a question. When do you use -4 and +10? What are the negative numbers when recording guitar? There's a 0 in the middle and negative values after that. I don't quite follow you. I guess in terms of your volume, so gain versus volume, there's a lot of nuances to that, so I probably don't have the time to answer that in the level of detail required right here, right now. But trial and error. Just don't have your gain set too high. You don't want it to be clipping when you're recording. And there's input gain and output gain as well. So they're separate things. So look up videos about gain staging if you're asking this question about that sort of thing. And you'll find some answers there. And we can chat about it in a future show. Someone else had some questions. I think it was about the GarageBand recording. I'm just going to try and find it. Might have to re-ask it. And if there's anything that I can answer right at the very end here, I'll definitely try to, because I can't find the question and I forgot to save it. So BandLab and GarageBand, two different apps, but you can use BandLab sounds in GarageBand, as I've done in this very one. And Barry, Dire Straits and Brian Setzer, those would be some cool tones. I love it. I can't find the other question, but feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm always hanging around there. What will tomorrow's video be? I don't know. And I don't know yet, because what I'll be doing is recording live to tape over on Patreon, and then I'll bundle together that for a premiere, and that'll probably go live either before or after the happy hour. Because I still have the happy hour, still have your music live, still got other things to do, so this kind of works around that as well. I have a riff for your chorus. Can I show you on Discord? Share away. Yeah, look, if anyone's got ideas, if anyone's got riffs, anyone's got things that they think would work, the places to interact are the Discord, the Facebook group, and remember, you can get to all of those by going to studiolive today.com/songtimber. All right. Let's do a quick mix here. So let's do a faders down mix, because at this point I just want to get everything nice and balanced, because we've kind of been setting the volumes for recording so far. So faders down mix, if you don't know, means that we turn everything down to 0, and we will just mix it all on back up. So just to try and find the right volumes for everything, and that's going to do it. So we're going to go about another 5 minutes here, and then we're going to be on our way. So let's bring in our drum sound and our bass sound to start with, and start mixing. Bring in the left and right guitars. That center guitar. Let's get our vocals in there. The lights. Never had an urge for starting fights. Kinda happy on my own. Please take me home. And I know I'm surely not alone, 'cause I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. Never had to see the lights. Never had an urge for starting fights. Kinda happy on my own. And I know I'm surely not alone, 'cause I'm a grown-ass. All right, I think that's about right. I am going to do... I don't think we need this guitar. Never one for... So I think we can remove this from this part, so we'll just split that out. I liked this idea. I think it was Thomas Jack that had this idea. and removing it in between there. So we'll just delete that out and then have it come back in here. Oh, I'm a grown-ass man, please take me home. I've done all, never had. And then we don't need it here because we've got that banjo coming in, which is not exactly, not delete, want to split. Not exactly what I want there, but it's a good placeholder because it makes me think of what I do want. Because I want a banjo, and I don't quite know how I'm going to make it. And I know we didn't quite get around to experimenting with the steel guitar app too, so I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. Again, good reason to be on the Patreon, so you can come and watch me probably fail using that app. I have to go watch Jade Star's video before I play around with it. Oh, 'cause I'm a grown-ass man, please take me home. All right. I think we're in the ballpark there. So let's take a listen and we'll go out with this one. Thanks again for hanging out here. Hit the thumbs up button if you had some fun here. If you're watching on the replay and you got ideas, you got thoughts, you're going, Johns, you're going the wrong direction. You need to do this, more cowbell, whatever it happens to be. Leave it there. And I'll chat to you folks over on the Discords and the Patreon and all the other places in the meantime. But we'll go out with a little listen to a little bit of country sound here with... I think it's "Please Take Me Home" is going to have to be the title of the song. I think we're going to change it to that, at least the working title, because I kind of like that lyric. Last time we put it to a vote, and "Please Take Me Home" beat out "Is This the End?" And I just like it. I like the vibe that we're going with here so far. So let's take a listen to this one here. Not record. Play, not record. Yeah, Gumby. All right, let's try it. Undo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never one for going hard. Never had a fear of missing out. Never happy in a crowd. And I know I'm not alone. I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. I've done all that I can. Please take me home. Never had to see the lights. Never had an urge for starting fights. Kinda happy on my own. And I know I'm surely not alone. 'Cause I'm a grown-ass man. Please take me home. And I've done all that I can. Please take me home. Bring. All right, hit the save button. I reckon that's a decent kind of static mix for me to tap my toes to and walk around with for the rest of the day. So that's where I'm going to from here, is I'm going to take this mix. Here's the beautiful part about GarageBand. I hit the save button, it goes up. See that little cloud icon? That means it's going off to iCloud. That means as soon as I walk out the door and I pick up my phone and I go for my walk, guess what I could be listening to and adding to and tweaking mix of and checking out new apps and playing with tones all on my phone while I walk around the neighborhood. So yeah, GarageBand for the win. Need to buy me a tractor. Yeah, it's not going to be yeah girl anymore. It's going to be yeehaw. Oh, what do they say? A boy howdy. Thank you, Weary Pirate. Thank you, Princess LDG. Thanks, Thomas Christ. G'day, Desolate Morning, and farewell, Desolate Morning, because we're out of here. See you on the interwebs, indeed. Hello, Guzzo. Sorry that we're just finishing up. Feel free to grab the replay, audio within music. Joe and Barry, Glenn, Mark, Bro, everyone who is checking out here. Phelan, who's just arrived for the end, and again, do join the Discord. We're having some fun over there. Folks are sharing their ideas. Dan Ekberg, your song sounding killer. Jade Starr's song sounding really good. So yeah, do go and check that out because that's your place to share and get all the information at that place there, studiolivetoday.com/songtember. And exactly as Thomas says, people are often like, oh, I never know when you're going live. Check out that email list. You're going to be able to find everything. And thank you, Jamie Malander. Might have to hold Jamie to that playing. Maybe I need to send you a mix down, Jamie, and you can play around, see if some fretless bass might work on this once we have the song structure together, which we should have done in the next couple of days. Thanks for being here, folks. As we say at the end of every show, be kind to yourself this week. Be kind to others. Keep creating. I'll see you tomorrow for the happy hour. Don't forget, I'm playing my own songs, getting inspired and getting the creative juices flowing, playing my own songs. And we'll be back with another episode of Songtember real soon. Keep an eye on the sky. See you then, folks. Bye for now. See ya.